Welcome back everybody, let's have a look at Bitcoin and XRP, and I promise I will move on to some other coins after this. In fact, if you want to send me some comments of other coins you want me to look at, I'll see if I can get the time to do that. I'm more than happy to do that. So first of all, what I would say at the moment is that for me personally, this area is a bit of a no man's land. Last night I did try a cheeky short on XRP and I got stopped out on it. So really, I've decided to let things ride and wait until one of the two things happens, and then we're going to decide where our next trade is going to be. So focusing on Bitcoin, because again, as I always say, Bitcoin dictates the trend. We are within these two trend lines. Okay, so this one being the support, this one being the resistance. Now we do have obviously supports, above this. We've got the 10,500 area, which we bounced amazingly from the other day, but we also have these moving averages that we're staying above the 10 simple. That's the center of the Bollinger Band being the 21 simple. We've got the green 50 exponential. So there's plenty of supports beneath us. But what a lot of people are talking about is the Cme Gap, which if you remember, when we launched from here, it was on a weekend, which meant that we left the Cme futures way behind us at around about, from what I remember, it was a reasonably large gap. It's about a $200 gap starting from 9,600. So we've got to fill that area. We don't have to fill that area up, but people are talking about it as if it has to happen. I mean, generally they do happen, all right? It doesn't mean they happen immediately. It could happen 6 months from now. It could happen a year from now. It could happen a week from now. Or it might not happen, because I'll tell you another thing is that there is a Cme Gap all the way down here that we didn't fill. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but people like to get stuck on these kind of things as if it's something to hold on to. Statistically, it's likely that it will fill, but realistically, it doesn't have to. So what we've got to look at now is going to actually look at the actual chart and indicators that are going to give us a bit more of an idea of what's going on with it. And what we know with Bitcoin is that healthy Bitcoin means healthy altcoins, which means a healthy XRP. So what we first of all see is that our RSI has come back into not a really safe area, but a lot safer than it was before that big dump that we had, which was something that we needed, because those who trade or those who don't, all you need to know is RSI being extremely high, like up here, is a risky business. You don't want to be buying in when RSI is that high. What that basically means is that your rewards per risk is significantly decreased, because the price action has already gone up so high that it kind of needs to come down, or at least stay at a level for a reasonable period of time for the RSI to come back down, at least into this. You could call it a safety zone, but really you want it a little bit further down than where it is already. So I mean, we've come down, so we've got room to move, but the room to move might not be that high. We still have this. We have this. First of all, we've got this box of resistance starting from 11,550, ending at 12,000. We've also got this upwards trend of support here, resistance. Sorry, which has been going on for about 3 years now. So what I would say is the RSI isn't in a comfortable enough place to have a massive breakout. Not for me. I don't think it's ready for a big breakout. We can have some move to the up, definitely, but I don't think it's ready for a breakout. Does that mean I'm saying that the Cme Gap's going to get filled? No. But what I'm saying is that this is a no trading zone for me. It's neither here nor there. There's no specific signal right now to tell me if it's going to go bullish or break bearish. I couldn't tell you specifically what's going to happen with it. If it goes sideways, however, it could mean that some alts might rally. So we'll just wrap up with Bitcoin. What could happen? This MACD is very high, and it's still kind of diverging. It had a little scare, but some of these, the histogram wants to go, no, I wouldn't say bearish, but it looks as if it wants to go down. Even this last histogram tick was lower than the last one, so technically that suggests that the next one may be a little further down, but given the price action that we're looking at now, and this is a daily chart, so quite prolonged, it doesn't look like that's going to happen. It looks like we're going to come up to test either this support here of 11,550, this resistance, I keep getting my words mixed up, this resistance, which today is 11,750, and the max being around 12,000. So that'll do for Bitcoin for now. Like I say, a no trade zone, neither here nor there. We've got supports, we've got resistances, and they're all kind of, they're not offering me enough incentive to place a long or a short. Let's have a look at XRP. So XRP, we've got our golden cross, a bullish sign, a bullish signal. That means that it's likely to continue and do some big moves thereafter. We haven't yet dumped down to test some of these supports. We are in a resistance zone at the moment. Kind of like an itchy cloud, but we're in this resistance zone at the moment, and these last 3 weeks have actually all been successively lower, ever so slightly lower than the one prior. So maybe XRP is getting topped out for the moment. We look at the RSI, it's way higher than that of Bitcoin. You can see our safety zone being down here, and we're right up here still, so 82 read is very high. Again, not really comfortable going long on this. Am I comfortable going short on it? Not really either, no, because the moving averages suggest bullish momentum, bullish moves. The candle bodies suggest sideways to maybe a bit of a downtrend, or maybe a test all the way back down to this or lower. So it kind of looks like it could drop. So we've got bullish moving averages, we've got bearish formation, we've got pretty overbought areas in the RSI, and the MACD looks like it wants to leave the computer screen. It looks like it wants to go to my next door neighbour's house. It's very high and continuing to climb. So as far as that's concerned, it is bullish, obviously, but given the fact that these are very high, and that these are basically lower highs on wicks, rejections each time, means to me that I would actually be thinking that it wants to come down a little bit more before it makes another adjustment. So perhaps we could come down to the 10 simple, and maybe we could even come down to the centre of the Bollinger Band. That would be around 23.5 cents, so that would be an enormous drop if it did do that. I don't think it's likely to do that without Bitcoin coming down significantly, and maybe we can just go sideways and maybe reaccumulate within this blue box territory. At the moment, again with XRP, it's a bit of a no trade zone, so definitely a place to take profits if you're in profit, and wait for the next obvious signal. The next obvious signal for me would either be a drop down to either here or here or here, or over the next few weeks once the RSI is reset into the safety zone and the price action perhaps maybe is around about this level thereabouts, then maybe go on a low leveraged long on that one. But again, I'm not a financial advisor. This is the plan that I'm planning to execute on this. So one other thing I was going to say for XRP, another thing that we're waiting to happen that hasn't happened because Bitcoin has been pretty dominant for the vast majority of XRP's most I suppose the last few years for XRP. What that means is that we have another chart here which is still not bullish but not bearish. It's changing formation. So sometimes you see rallies when we get golden crosses take place on Tether because people trade it on Tether. Sometimes you see rallies because you get golden crosses take place on Satoshis, and we haven't had that yet. In fact, we're not even close. So we'll go to a 12 hourly, see how we're looking on that. We have just had one on a 12 hourly on the Sats. So that in itself is a bullish indication. And now what we're seeing is that if we trade in this on the Satoshi value, we see that we're being tested. It's actually a little neater than it was if we traded it on Tether, because what we see is a constant test over this last week or so on the 10 simple. So you can see I love the 10 simple. It uses it's a very good way to see the first area of local resistance of an uptrend. So we tested it 1, 2, 3. I know they're not perfect, but they're good enough for me. And then recently 4, as in yesterday, we tested it 4 and we bounced from there. We're tailing off a little bit here, so perhaps maybe we will bounce on this one or break down. One of the two. Considering we had the golden cross on here, that is a good sign in itself that actually we could and maybe should have continuation as the golden cross took place. And again, this is only a 12 hourly chart, so it's not the be all and end all. It's just one of many other indicators that we use, but it's another way of looking at it. Trading it on Bitcoin against Bitcoin is a good thing. And we will use this chart from now on because we're waiting for something to kick in, which is obviously the golden cross on the daily. And that's quite a far way away, and that will cause a big move from it. But will we get that? Who knows? Is Bitcoin going to rally from here and leave alts behind it? I don't know. If it does, then we'll be waiting a while for that to take place. So could we bounce from here, which is not far from where we are right now? So 2645, and we're now at 2667. So more or less at it as far those sats of that magnitude are concerned. We're more or less there. If we don't bounce here, then it might end up coming down a little further when it comes to Satoshis. And this might mean that the tether pairing stays the same. We don't see a great deal of difference. Or maybe we could even go up. But what it would mean is that Bitcoin would rally and it would cause those Satoshis to be drained, basically. What I'm saying is that let's have a look at the tether chart separately to that of the Bitcoin chart. The Bitcoin pairing chart is now the one of significance, because what we're waiting to see is for this green to cross this white, which is a long way away. Doesn't look like it wants to do it anytime soon. When you look at the chart of XRP against Bitcoin, recently it looked good, but we don't have those signals in place like we did on the tether pairing. So it's a different format. In fact, it's not that bullish yet. This could be the extra push that it needs to take it further, but if it doesn't, then maybe we'll level out and maybe even come down. But if you watch my long-term analysis or any of the videos I've been making over the last, I suppose, maybe about four or 5 weeks, because I've been on XRP for a while now, and it feels like it's maybe coming to an end temporarily, but my long-term analysis is still the same. I believe that we're accumulating between areas of as low as 10 cent down here and as high as 86 cent. That's the technical accumulation zone for XRP. Breaking above 86 cent will cause the super rally, where we reach areas as low as a minimum target of $2 and a maximum target of $14. You'll have to watch my other videos to see that. Anyway, that is the situation as of today. Boring, no trade zone. I'm sorry, but that's all I've got for you. But it's better to stay safe than to put risk, unnecessary risk on any kind of asset. So for me, I'm just going to sit down, have a cup of tea, chill out, and not trade today, and wait for those next signals to be more obvious. I only want to trade it when it's obvious. Risk and reward is very important. Personally, I think things are topping out. I think things are going to top out for Bitcoin very soon. We'll see another dump, and I also think that XRP is already showing us that it's getting tired. I'm not saying that it can't come up again and test these levels, but we need to see a closure above at least the previous candle body highs. And we're not getting that. We're getting very slow but steady decrease in price, but that's fine. Like I say, the golden cross doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to launch from that point forward. What it means is that the moving averages are moving into a position where it's ready for sustained growth, and we're almost there. We're almost there. What we need is that for this to be complete is for this purple to cross this yellow, which we already have, and then the yellow to cross this white, which we will get one day, and then that will look like a nice consistent rainbow spread of moving averages, and then we can come down and test each one of those on the way up, or perhaps on the way down to give us signals to say that actually we're topped out now, we're looking for a big retracement or a consolidation or a dump. Anyway, I'll catch my breath. I hope you have a nice day, you take it easy, and thank you for watching.